Hi guys, this is Robin Scherzer with Robin Stampin' Hood. Welcome to the Hood and welcome to my monthly in color class. This month we're playing with Shy Shamrock. I really like this color. You know, it's kind of a it's kind of a greenish blue with blue undertones. But it is definitely a beautiful shamrock color. So let's get started on our 3 cards. So the first card, we're going to use this fun tag that's from the online and exclusive die set called Greetings of the Season. Tons of fun little, let's see, I'll pull it out here so you can see it. I don't know if you can see it against the glare, but there's a bunch of the tags that are in there. I'm missing one out of there, but you get 9 different tags. So I do love this set and I am so thankful for it. So we're gonna first of all go ahead and we're gonna stamp our sentiment. So we'll open up our ink and I'm gonna use the thank you out of, let's see, what's the set that I use this out of? This is out of Simply Said. So I'm just gonna stamp right there, yay, yay. Close up my ink before I put my hands in it. And then we're just gonna do a ton of layering. Like I just love all the different designer series papers that we have. It's so nice. So I just did some cutting. Like this one is 3, I believe 3 by, oh, I'm totally lying to you. Let's see, this one's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, the designer series paper. So we're gonna go ahead and layer that. I do have all that written down somewhere. Here you go. The base is 8.5 by 5.5. The bigger DSP is 5 by 3 3/4. And the smaller DSP is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. So there you go. You can stop your video and go back and look at that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and layer this here. Easy peasy. I always feel like you don't have enough light toward the end there. I'm sure I just totally whacked out the glass mat and all the, that's all right. Okay, and then we're gonna use this bigger piece and put it on our card base, which again is 8.5 by 5.5. Oh, did I do that wrong? I sure did. What I want to do is layer this on top of white. Make sure I had the right white piece there. Yep, because I want it to jump out at us off the card. So there we go, that's better. All right, and then let's layer this almost. I talked about all that layering and then I almost didn't do it. All right, let's see. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna layer that on top. Awesome. And then we're gonna take the little piece that we just stamped and we're gonna put that right there. We're gonna cover up that hole. This is such an easy card, you guys. Easy, easy. I need my glue dots because I'm gonna take a little bow that I pre-made and we're gonna stick it right there. Oh my gosh, so cute. But of course we need more embellishments, right? So I'm gonna grab, let's use up the last of this. I have all these little sheets going. So we're going to just put a few little embellishments here. Put a bigger one down here. And another one maybe over here. There you go. So now I have my little triangle. And then let's go ahead and we need to do our inside piece, right? Because we need a white piece that we can write on. So that'll fit right there. And there we go. So easy, so cute, just by using a stamp, some designer series paper, and this is kind of like a monochromatic card with white thrown in, so I do like that. All right, so that's card number 1. Let's move on to card number 2. Card number 2, super simple. Again, let's see, I need to grab my little bucket over here with all the stuff. So I'm going to use a white base, which is the thick white base. And let's go ahead, and I always pre-score those on my cutter, just because the thick white doesn't always look very good if you try to do it with your bone folder and not pre-score it. So then I cut a piece of, excuse me. So our card base is cut at 4 1/4 and 11. And then I cut a piece of cardstock at 5 1/4 by 4. So I have that nice little frame here. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and put that on, so I don't have to, I'm not stamping it. And I always say, if you're not gonna stamp it, go ahead and you can glue it down. But if you are stamping it, don't glue it down until you stamp it, because you know, you might need that other side, right? So then I cut a smaller piece of white to fit here, and we're gonna go ahead and stamp. This is from the Spotlight on Nature. Move my paper over to block you off there. And actually, because the stamp is so big, I think I'll do it this way instead. And I did pick up some edges, and that's fine. I just won't press that hard. And then you're just gonna give it a nice stamp right there. Beautiful, beautiful. And then there's a little thanks. You know, I'm always needing thank you cards, but you guys switch this out to whatever your heart desires. But there's a little thanks there. And then that's also from the Spotlight on Nature. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this down. Running low on glue. Okay. Cute. I mean, you could just, that is a very simple, when you just do something like this, this is just called stamp, ink, and paper. So it's called SIP. But I always need, you know, that extra. I always say you stamp it, layer it, and embellish it. So we've done the stamping and the layering. You know, I think also SIP is just like one layer of paper, but I can't do just one layer of paper. We got to do more than that. So then what I'm going to do is I cut a piece of my shamrock to 4 inches. So it'll go all the way across 4 inches by 3/4 inches. So let's go ahead. We're going to put that on here across. Now make sure you stamp your sentiment first, because I didn't on my first sample and I really missed the mark. So you're going to do that. And then I did another little bow, you can see on my bow maker. And we're going to go ahead and put that down right here. Okay. But then we need a little bit of blingy, bling, 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 right? So let's grab our bling again. And we're going to do, let's see. We'll do a bigger one toward the bottom. Oops. Come back here. Maybe down here. Oh, yeah. Never thought about that. And then we'll do one here. And one here. So then you have your triangle. All right. So that is the second card. Pretty easy, right? And we don't even have to do an inside because it's on a white base. So I love it. Okay. This third card, you guys, is a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to start you off with it. And then I'll finish it off camera so you don't have to painfully watch me. So this is just a 5 1/4 by 4 panel. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut about 13, 14 of these squares. And what I want you to do is you're going to, let me show you the card. So this is the card. Isn't that pretty? Yes. So what I did is you want it in the diamond pattern. So I do recommend kind of doing it dry first, and you're going to set all of these down like this, having a little bit of white space in between. Some of it is going to go off. So you're just going to continue to do that to cover the whole paper. So let me show you what I have done, so you didn't have to, like I said, painfully watch me. So this is how it looks. You can see the back side and the front side. And now I have a corner left here, and I think, let's see how many I did. See, I did them all different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, okay, I did 14, but I'm going to have some big pieces left. So I thought instead of using another one, I'll just use, once I trim this, I can use it to cover that up. So let's go ahead. We're going to start. So you're going to take your snips or your scissors, and you're just going to start cutting right along the edges, and you're going to get rid of all the paper that we don't need. And you probably could even do some of these smaller ones. The smaller little pieces, you probably could have just used other corners. That's what I did with my sample, is I just, after I cut them off, I went and filled in the little spaces. But for time's sake, I was like, okay, I just want to show how to do that with 1 or 2 of them. So you're going to cut that down, cut this down. And you've probably seen this done with other size papers, like strips of paper. You can do it with strips. I decided to do this one with the squares. All right. So now you have that, right? So in case I confused you, like, so I have that corner right there that's still open. So I'm gonna take like this, and I'll just lay this down. Well, maybe not that one because it's cut. But like I can take this one and lay it down. So what I'll do is I'm going to put my glue on here instead of trying to guess on my paper where it should go. And then I'm just going to lay this on top of it. Since I've cut it off already, it's got just the right? And then you can see I have a little one over here, and it's totally up to you, but I am going to just put a little glue dot or a little piece of glue right there, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find a piece that I can use, and look at this one right here is perfect. I mean, it's so little that probably only you will notice that, but I'm going to do it anyways. How's that for telling you, right? So let's go ahead and let's see, we'll trim this off first since this one's probably more dry than the other. So that way you're not wasting too much paper by cutting it off like that. Okay. And then let's do this one over here. This one's a little bit more delicate probably. But now all my white spaces are filled in. Easy peasy, right? Okay. So then let's go ahead and finish the card. So you're just going to use a card base that's cut 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm sorry, in case I didn't tell you, these squares are 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. I can't remember if I said that or not. And like I said, you need like 13 or 14 of them, but you could fill in. So we're going to go ahead and just layer that down on our base, which is 4 1/4 by 11. All right. Whoops. Don't get the glue stuck to anything, which I tend to do occasionally. All right, so we're just going to lay that on top. Isn't that pretty, you guys? You could do this with any of your scraps. It's a great way to use up scraps as well. And then, of course, we need our inside piece because it's the green card. We want to have something they can write in, right? Or you can write in. So we'll go ahead and lay this one down. Yippee skippy. All right, like that. All right, perfect. And then what we're gonna do is I went ahead and cut out this cut right here. I know you're probably going, what is that exactly? That is from the Unbounded Love. And when it cuts out, you can see it has this weird little piece. So it fits like this. And we wanna use that piece, and we wanna make sure that it's gonna go the right way, because we're gonna use the whole piece here. But I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this first. If I know what I did with my stamp pad, it was right here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just had it. Oh, here it is. All right, and then I'm just gonna do this little hello. Hello. My pad is really juicy. And then what we're gonna do is, I should have poked out all these little holes ahead of time, but that's okay. We'll still do this. So we're gonna take our blend, and actually, you know what? I wanna do this real quick here. Doesn't take much time at all, just to poke it out. And if I had that little handy dandy tool, I would use that, the one from the Take Your Pick tool. I don't have that. Maybe that should be on my list to buy next, right? To attach it to my handy dandy Take Your Pick tool. So then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna poke all that out, and that's perfect. So then what you'll do is you're gonna take your blend and you're gonna color this in, because we don't want it all to be white. And I'm just using the edge of my blend so I don't damage the tip. And we're just gonna do this. All right. And do it over here. Oops. There. Easy peasy. Now the trick to this is, how are we gonna get this back to where it needs to be? Because that frame is really tiny. So what you'll do is, I'm gonna dump this real quick here, is you're going to flip your thing over, and you're gonna put this back in place, just like it should be. And then I'm gonna take some of my dimensionals, and I'm gonna make sure that my dimensional overlaps on this, between the frame and the solid piece. So I'm gonna do that in a few places to make sure. So you just have to be careful that your dimensional's not gonna show through, like on your leaves or on the other side of the frame. And then you can see how I have it right along the edge like that. So I'm gonna do that in a few places. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see, we'll do that. That one I might be a little too close on. And then we'll put one there. So, okay, so now we're gonna pull these off and put it on our card. All right. So that's probably the trickiest part of this, is getting your dimensionals to line up right on that frame there. But see how it holds it on now? So then I'm just gonna go ahead and lay it across my card gently. And there you have that. And then of course we have to have our bling. So I'm gonna take some more of this fun little blings that we have over here. And let's see, we'll just add a big one to right here. And then we'll take some smaller ones, and we could add it, of course, right here. And maybe, do we do that, or do we go down here? Let's put one right there. And that's the third card. So these are really easy, simple cards to do, but it really showcases our Shy Shamrock colors. So there you go, you guys. Thanks for stopping by, and happy stamping.